Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I am your host, Dewey Bear, and joining us today is AffinityChris. First of all, AffinityChris,
Hi.
we got a new guest. Welcome. I've been watching your stuff for quite a while, and every week, last but certainly not least, every week we've got RoadiePie. She is a gem of the show, for sure.
We're looking for gems as well.
Yeah.
Gems of game.
And today she's looking the part. And yeah, as we do say, we dig through the release list so that you don't have to, and find those gems every week. That said, we'll just start with what have we been playing this week. So AffinityChris, you the guest. What's you've been up to?
So I think the big game that I got the most excited about was Gato Roboto. That was
yes.
a delight. It was a very short game, but that's kind of what I've been into nowadays because I don't have a lot of time to play games just off stream or just casually. So it was really fun. I played through it in about 3 hours. It had that nice savory Metroidvanian vibe. And that one's one of the Devolver Digital published titles. I think it was developed by
Doinksoft.
Doinksoft. Yes, I love their studio name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that
because last week, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we talked about it last week, and I'm really glad that you liked it. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
So.
I like that it's got a mousey in it, even though it's an evil mousey.
It's an evil mouse. Oh, that's like a mouse. I thought the ears were eyes, so it was like some alien creature, but no, that is a mouse. Okay. Now I realize that. Because I'd seen the mouse outside the mech, but I didn't realize inside the mech. Ah, okay. Nice. Very, very good. And RoadiePie, what about you? What have you been playing this last week?
I've gone even further down into the rabbit hole, and I've been playing 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing these missions that I didn't get to finish last time I played all those many, many years ago. And you just forget how badly designed old MMOs are, because you get those horrible escort quests.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. And it was... And I had to click on them so they'd follow me for a bit. But they said, but when you encounter certain mobs, they'll run back to a certain spot. And I only had 13, have 30 minutes to complete this thing. But it's you think you got plenty of time, but it's no, because they waste your time, because you have to keep going back, all the way forward, bringing them with you. And it was just oh my god, this is driving me nuts. And then I had another mission where I had to put these surveillance bugs on these cats. And the way you do that is you gotta play a game where when they turn their back, you move forward, but you're not quite entirely sure when they're going to turn their back.
So it's like Weeping Angels.
Yeah, and they'll sometimes do it really fast. And if you screw up 3 times, you then have to zone out of the area and zone back in, and then do it all over again. Not the whole, because there's 5 challenges, but if you mess upon just one, you don't have to do all the others again if you've got those right. But yeah, I was just oh my god.
You're getting the 2001 MMO experience. Oh my word.
And I started playing Infected, the twin vaccine. Now this one was on Steam, but they took it off for some reason. But yeah, it's quite an interesting story.
Okay, so I'm not going to find it because it doesn't seem that's right.
No. I think it was going to go to another publisher, so they took it off. It was going to go to Artifix Mundi, but instead it went to Big Fish Games. And they don't publish on Steam. Well, most of the stuff they don't publish on Steam. it's about there's been an outbreak of some virus, and patient 0 were the 6-year-old twins. One of the twins die, and she's out of like like 100 people, she's the only one that's recovered so far from this virus, but now she's gone missing, and you're the doctor, and you have to find her. And at the start of the game, it seems like the grandfather is trying to stop you finding her. So yeah. Hey Akio, thanks for joining us. But yeah, it's like it's really quite a dark story so far.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, so as for me, my week has been filled with Divinity Original Sin 2. I finally got past Fort Joy. I hate that level so much. Not so much, it's not bad, but the thing is, with this game, you have to get out of this island called Fort Joy. And when it starts out, it's a mystery. You have no idea what to do. Now you have to follow a bunch of quests, and some of them don't seem like they're going to help you escape. But they do. There's multiple routes to get off the island. But even though there's like a half dozen routes to get off the island, finding them is actually kind of difficult.
Oh.
So it's that said, the story is very, very good. It's so fun. The characters are great. It's good multiplayer, but I'm playing it single player, of course. And the story, the world, it's just amazing. It's very fun, so highly recommend it. It's a great game. And on the topic, Larian Studios, the developers of this, they are developing Baldur's Gate 3, which has not had a game in 18 years, so
wow.
It's gonna be great. And I really just hope that it's Divinity Original Sin in the D&D universe.
Yeah.
That'd be great. You know what? That'd be great, because this game is so well done. Each of the 6, each of the 6 characters you see on that screen are so deep and so well fleshed out. And it's fascinating, because when you play as them, you choose your own dialogues. But when they're an NPC, they have their own, like, the canon dialogue set. So you may think you know a character when you're playing as them, and then you play with them as an NPC, and it's like, this person's entirely different than I imagined, because you may have not roleplayed them the way that their character is. That's just cool. That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
So,
I'm enamored by that enchanter character. Just looking at him, I'm just like, oh, that's everything I would want to play, just in one package.
Oh, you mean Fane, the skeleton?
Yeah, that dude right there.
Oh, yes.
He's awesome.
Fane is fantastic. He is an amazingly good voice actor. And he's probably the most adorable undead character you can ever imagine. He's fantastic. Like, he's like, oh, you're skull and bones, but you're very cool. Like, man, you're just like, you just get to the point in the story where it's just like, you're just so cool. Why are you so cool, man? It's great. He's awesome. So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. Before we get to the honorable mentions, we do have a comment from Jampa KDD on YouTube. So I did some research. This guy is one of the 3 artists who worked on the game Plasticity that we talked about last week. So yeah, he's one of the 3 artists, which I have to say, kudos. This game, like, use this game for well, I'm sure that's your plan, to use this game for your portfolio, because my word, this game's beautiful. So Jampa let us know that there will be updates to Plasticity, because there are currently some bugs that some reviewers brought up. It is a free game, so don't look a gift mouth in the horse, but there are some bugs that do somewhat hamper the experience a little bit, and there will be updates. So that's a cool thing that they let us know.
Nice.
Yep.
And of course, if anyone watching on YouTube, if you do get hold of this game, let us know what you thought of it.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think Top Gun Bunny ended up playing it, so I'm gonna have to ask him what his thoughts.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
We'll have to remember to ask him next time he's on.
yeah.
For sure. Oh yeah, and of course Akiha's been chatting. Yeah, Fane. Yep. Yes, custom characters are also very good. In Divinity Original Sin. Now, with nothing else to do, we got one honorable mention this week. Mostly because it's been out for quite a while on Nintendo's systems, but we have Octopath Traveler has finally been ported to Steam. It's been a long time coming, but it's here. So if you've been waiting to play this game on PC, check it out. Do either of you have any experience with it? I'm sorry.
I only played a demo when there was a Japanese festival on here in London, and I got to play it before it came out on Switch. And I really wanted to play it fully, but I'm not going to buy a Switch just for one game.
Yeah.
So, you know, I when I heard that it was coming to PC, I was overjoyed because, you know, I was thinking it a lot of people were saying, and a lot of journalists were saying it's not going to come to PC because, you know, it's, you know, exclusive to Nintendo Switch, and yeah, but so happy.
Yeah, I've been oogling this game for a while. I played the demo back when it was on the Switch, and I just never got around to picking it up when it released. But since I've been craving a good turn-based RPG, right as I was about to get it, I was gifted a copy of Final Fantasy X Remastered, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll play this first.
Well, that's also a pretty good choice, so... Right. Yeah.
The only, like, problem for me, I think it's like, because it's like 50 quid.
Oh, yeah, so it's $60 US. I mean, you're probably gonna get $60 worth of game here, but you gotta like save up the shekels for that.
I know, yeah, and this is it. It's like I don't have that kind of money to blow on just one thing, you know what I mean? So for me, it's a bit like, oh,
yep.
Yeah,
working class gamers.
yeah.
Oh my word! But yeah, it's Octopath Traveler. So awesome. And now, oh wait, okay. So Age was saying he wouldn't buy a Switch, and then he saw the new Switch Pokemon. I know that feeling. I got you there. That's very much making me want to get one too. Anyhow, onto our release list. We have Monday, June 3rd. So as our first game, it is Love is in the Space, which probably has a very deep meaning of a title for this game. It is Valentine's Day, and just as you are about to start celebrating, your spaceship crash lands on an unknown planet. You get separated from your boyfriend in the crash and must now set off on a dangerous quest to find him.
This looks super cute.
It does. Oh my gosh, it looks really cute.
I like this thought. It's kind of like, you know, it's very atmospheric and this sort of dark gloom, you know. It is, and I love the characters. It's so cute. But it's the gameplay itself, though. It seems like a very basically done platformer. So it's like I don't know. People who are really into platformers, I don't know if they would find this too simplistic.
It definitely leads me to wonder if there's going to be any kind of like puzzle solving. They don't show it in the trailer, at least as far as I can see, but they have some dialogue stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe it's like focus on platforming and narrative, and that's sort of their main thing.
Yeah.
Yep, unfortunately, I don't believe it has. I know it has no reviews so far, but it does contain 25 beautiful and challenging levels, open fields, abandoned space stations, and dark caves. An experience with a twist. Who said tales always end with happily ever after? Don't say that.
Yeah, that's same.
And subtitles for those having a hard time understanding the alien languages.
Nice.
So yeah, but
Yeah, don't reveal that there's a twist in your game, because then it's just like people have this big expectation of the twist is really clever, and then when it does happen, it's like, yeah, I saw that coming a mile away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I see that coming a mile away. It's just like whenever you say that, like, when you have a game and there's an animal character like a dog, and they say there's a twist at the end, it's like, oh, the dog dies, right?
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I guess some people might see it as like they don't want it to be like this really cut and dry narrative, so saying that there's a twist might be a selling point. But yeah, I totally agree. It sets that expectation that it's like, all right, I'm gonna sniff it out and figure out where it is.
Yeah, just a weird advice: if there's a twist in your game, don't say there's a twist in the game. So, just a cardinal sin right there. But it's cute. It's got a nice look. I don't think it's doing anything revolutionary though. But it is $7.99.
Yeah, it's £5.79 in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the aesthetic of this game and sort of its simple mechanics that reminds me of an old MS-DOS game I played growing up. Which it took me a while to dig up the name because I had no idea what it was, but it's called Monuments of Mars, which is it's way more puzzle focused than this. I don't know, something about when I saw this gameplay, it like sparked a memory that I forgot I even had. It's like, I wonder if it'll at least feel even remotely similar to that kind of like retro platforming kind of vibe.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
It does kind of have a look that's kind of similar to Monuments of Mars. And back in that day, the jumps and the mechanics weren't particularly complex either.
No, yeah. I forgot this game even existed until I saw the trailer for Love is in the Space.
I wonder if it has a degree of homage to it or not. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, my guess would be like it's probably more general than that. Like certainly not as specific to that game. But yeah, I don't know. This game's definitely piqued my curiosity. But I'm also a sucker for pretty like clean, like true platformer types of games.
Yeah. It also kind of reminds me of an I think that was an MS-DOS game because of the sort of monochrome, like the color themed backgrounds.
Yeah.
That's also made me think of it. Which is a fairly inexpensive and easy way to give a sense of a different setting. So just change the background color. But yep. So that is Love in a Space. It is developed by Elias Wick, and it is Elias's first game on Steam. So, good job.
Yeah, kudos.
Our next title is from Tuesday, June 4th, and it is Reventure. Reventure? Yeah. The one and only non-linear adventure with 100 different endings. Don't just wishlist me. I'm not that expensive. Also, look at those reviews.
Oh, those are pretty good reviews.
Yeah.
Those are actually really good reviews.
Yeah, it says 100% positive reviews, but now that's not the case now. But
yeah.
One example of a negative review is that, I mean, you when you play in the game, you go on an adventure and you don't just restart the adventure if you die or something, and then you build up your skills. It's like you could just go out into the world, kill something small. It's like, oh, that's your adventure done, and then you go back to the beginning. It kind of like interrupts the flow if you're enjoying where you're, how this adventure is going or something. So I could see some people getting a bit frustrated with that. But,
yeah, so it sounds like it sort of forces you to not like if you're good enough, it forces you not to just beat the game in your first run.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I could see why that would bother people. It looks super cute though. I love the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, I think this is what they would call true 8-bit, with how it is, like the models are very, very small. So
yeah,
this,
I mean, there's still.
yeah.
Oh, I was
Sorry.
just gonna say they're still using some spline animation in there, which breaks true like 8-bit
Yeah,
pixel
true.
convention. But
I've seen quite a few games coming out recently that are using this style, and you know, I'm not mad at it. I really do quite like it. And this game did look quite interesting to me. I don't know. I'm going to put it on my wish list for sure. And right now it's 40% off.
Yeah.
So £2.99. Not bad.
$4.79 US. You know what? I'm adding this to my wish list as well. It is by Pixelato, and they also made Card Creator. Okay, so it's a card creation tool for like trading card games.
Huh.
Interesting. No, I didn't mean to do that. I just shrunk the size of the window accidentally.
Wow.
No.
Card Creator. It's always crazy to me when people distribute like game creation tools through Steam.
Yeah.
Steam does
so
have an
weird.
entire like software section. I guess this is their first game because they also made AutoTile generator. So yeah, they've just made tools. Now they have a game.
Huh.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, well done on your first game. It's
first
looking
game.
like it's success.
Yep. Our next title is Trover Saves the Universe. You've probably heard of this game. It's been getting a lot of coverage, and I do believe this is the bleeped version of the trailer. So, Trover Saves the Universe. So this is from the co-creator of Rick and Morty. Comes Trover Saves the Universe. Your pups are missing. The cosmos is at stake. Only you and Trover can save everything in this bizarre comedy adventure. And this does have VR capability, but you don't have to play in VR. So.
Oh, I thought it was a VR, like primary game.
Nope.
That sort of changes my perspective on it, because with adventure games like this, right, where you have a control that's moving around an environment. I worked on a game where we did this. It's like, what's the point of having VR if you're seeing the character move around? Like, it just seems like a weird merging of I don't know, like genres almost. But yeah, this seems pretty cool. I mean, like you could do some cool stuff with VR in that space, like you could hide secrets and stuff, you know. But I don't know. I feel like usually the first person's perspective in VR is typically the way to go.
It looks super weird, and
super weird.
Yeah, especially, you know, he's got his pups in his eyes or something in his eyes, and then and some people don't have eyes, and so yeah, it's really bizarre. I think it'd be a game where I'd like to watch someone play.
So
to know what's going on.
Yeah, with sort of the third person view, I have played third person VR games, and you know what the neat thing about third person VR games is, so you're basically, it's kind of like feeling like we were playing one of those god games, because you're seeing everything in third person, and you're kind of like looking down from above or looking off from another angle. The cool thing about it is you do not get nausea when you're playing third person games in VR, so you don't get motion sick. It's a lot easier to sort of deal with, and then it's almost like being inside a universe where you're controlling like a remote control car or something. It's very interesting. I quite like it, but I definitely think most people, when they're going for VR, they're going for that first person experience.
Yeah,
it's a good point about the motion sickness, though, because then it's almost like you're really just locking that camera into positions and you just pop the player where they need to be.
You know what? I would really like to play Divinity Original Sin in like a VR situation where you could like see the world and just how beautiful it is, and it's like this big landscape laid out in front of you. Oh, that would be fun. That would be nice. But then your face gets sweaty and it's like, oh, I gotta take it off.
Oh yeah, they need to build some ventilation in those headsets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have been getting better.
Yeah. This game is $23.79.
Yep,
in the UK.
$29.99 US. It's got very positive 89% reviews. This is the first game by Squanch Games, but I imagine they're going to be doing very well if this is their first one out the gate. They already got like 258 reviews, so and getting a ton of promotion. So yep.
Is Squanch Games founded by
Squanch?
Justin Roiland?
Yeah, Justin Roiland.
Yeah.
I
okay,
do believe
cool.
so.
That makes sense then. This would be their first, because all the other games that have been worked on with him, I think they were more of a like licensed thing.
Yeah.
Yep, he was probably just the writer, where in this one he probably has more design control.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Our next title from June 4th is Guns at Midnight, or Guns on Midnight?
Guns of Midnight. Yeah.
Guns of Midnight. There we go. All right, I had it entered wrong. All right, so we have this title, Guns of Midnight, is this brutally difficult arcade shooter pits you against the clock, armed with only your wits and a big effing gun. Race to escape the city before the stroke of midnight. Compete with your Steam friends and with players around the globe to secure your place on the leaderboards. So yeah, this is just single player, but they have leaderboards. Good job.
So I like the art when they're showing like character faces and you know there's dialogue going on and everything. I really like the character designs, but then when it comes to the gameplay and it is kind of like, oh, I wish it was a bit more. There was more sprites or something, you know.
Oh yeah. And unfortunately, the only extensive gameplay preview is just when they're on the gunboat, which, I mean, that's fine, but they don't show a whole lot of stuff outside the gunboat. Yes, their gunboat is very impressive, and the animations are fairly well done. So yeah, I just not entirely sure how big this game was. It says you have 10 minutes to escape and 5 different enemies to annihilate on the way. So I'm like, that seems like a small game, and the reviews are saying it's about 0.8 to 2 hours. So not terribly long for $3.74.
Yeah, I wonder if because they've got that leaderboard set up in there, I wonder if they're going for more of an arcade-like experience.
That's probably, yeah, it's probably more like the quarter arcade, and it's all about racing against time and doing it faster and doing more damage, etc. So that's probably the case, but still, $3.75 I wouldn't drop that for an arcade game. So
yeah, this is it's 25% off right now. It's $2.99 in the UK. I do wonder if they're going to add like more things to it in the future, or you know, just add maybe more DLC or something. Might be more interesting.
Yeah, they do just have upcoming minor fixes. And they've done some balance updates. Terminus Games, this is their first game on Steam though, so kudos to that. It does look very nice. It is a very pretty game. The animations are on point. It's not crunchy. Good job.
Yeah.
And maybe it sounds like it is. Yeah, it sounds like it has great sound design too. I'm way into the music and at least the sound effects I hear in the trailer.
Yeah.
The audio work is pretty sharp, so I'm very happy about that. With that, we can go on to Wednesday, June 9th, where we have TheoTown. So this game, unfortunately, does not have a video trailer, but I was able to understand mostly of what it was, just by looking at the screenshots.
Can I just say, so it doesn't have a trailer on here, but this game is on, you can get it from mobile, and it does have a trailer on there from YouTube.
Okay. Wonder why they didn't upload a video trailer then.
yeah, so makes no sense to me.
So this is a city simulation game that lets you build your very own city. Cities are interchangeable with the Android version of the game. It is 84% positive, and I have to say the pixel art is beautiful in this game. We only have screenshots, so I'm going to trust that the positive reviewers are verifying that yes, this is what the game looks like. But yeah, a lot of folks really like it. It's a retro city builder.
Definitely looks like the kind of game that would satisfy a lot of like classic Sims players.
Yeah, it's got that SimCity 2000 look to it. Also, Transport Tycoon as well. Yeah, it was like tugging at me a bit. I really maybe wanted to, to get this, but I just know that if I pick this up, I'd probably never stop playing it or something.
Yep. It is $7.64. And it looks like they've been regularly updating it because they're up to version 1.7.25. So, yeah, it looks like they have been updating it. And probably with more than just bug fixes. Considering it's on mobile, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's 15% off now. Yeah, so it's £5.26 currently.
Yep. It is by the developer Blue Flower. It is their first game on Steam, but I imagine they may have some more Android games. Who knows? All right. Our next title is Voidrun.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Void Runner.
A lot of Void name games on Steam, isn't there? I think we had that problem last week.
Oh yeah. Legend of is another one that's like, no! Give yourself a unique name. The city game looks cool? Yeah, it does. It's a very pretty game. I quite like it. Excellent pixel art. So this game, fast-paced arena game where you must surround enemies with void balls to kill them. Cool mechanic. I have to say, it's neat. It's not just a shmup. You're laying down a perimeter to destroy your enemies. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I love everything about this game. Like, I'm gonna buy this probably as soon as we're done here, because this is like everything my inner hipster wants. Is like really interesting, like maybe innovative game mechanics, some gorgeous pixel art. It's just like, it's weird. It's a weird looking game, and that sounds amazing to me.
It is interesting. It looks very well done, really pretty, and yeah, the mechanics are just. That's what kind of thing I also look for on Steam. Something that's a bit different.
Yeah,
something that's a bit unique. Yeah. Like that.
I have to say, if this was a top-down shooter with these visuals, I may not have put this on the list. But because it has that unique mechanic, that definitely put it over the edge for me. Where it's like, oh, this is definitely going on the list. Yeah, because it's cool, and it seems to have some additional world building to it as well. So it's not just kind of smack some assets together, put together like the mechanics, and voila, put it out there. This seemed to have a lot of love and care put into it. So kudos. And it's $7.64 at 15% off right now.
Yeah, it's £5.26. Yeah, they've made a couple of other games as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Benjamin Soule has also made Radical Dungeon Sweeper and Tower of Archaeos, which both have positive rankings, and also have really good pixel art. And not bad music. Let me see. Radical Dungeon. Oh, I've heard about this. Radical Dungeon Sweeper. Yes. This has been streamed by some decently large streamers as well, who just really like Minesweeper, and this is like Minesweeper with extra mechanics. That's kind of cool.
Nice.
I might have played Tower of Archos. Oh man, is it? I wonder. So yes. Oh, I've played this on the Pico 8. Oh, this game is amazing. So yeah, I think this developer has some really good design sense. The Pico 8, if you haven't heard about it, it's this little virtual console. It's effectively like a small enough system that you could run it on like a Raspberry Pi computer. So like some people have manufactured these little like handheld Raspberry Pi, like Game Boy basic things. And this is one of the games that was on there, and it's pretty clever. It's really smart. So now I'm even more hyped for Voidrun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show does a great job of emptying people's pockets. For sure, this podcast. That's our goal. But yeah, it's got fairly positive reviews. Looks like it's about 5 to 8 hours long. Let me see. Possibly less. There may be a way to finish it in less time. But yeah, so for $7.64, I wouldn't complain too much about the price.
I mean, there's 3 different modes that you can play. So I suppose if you wanted to experience those 3 different, 3 different modes, it would take you a lot longer.
Yeah, 3 modes, 9 planets, and 17 void gifts. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, AffinityChris, if and when you give this a go, you definitely have to get back to us to tell us how it is.
Let us know.
Oh heck yeah, absolutely.
I found a lot of wishlist games. Oh yes, we've found so many.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to get through my Steam list, and then I'm going to tackle my wish list afterwards. I have 179 games on my wish list, so
yeah, I've just surpassed 200 games on my wish list. I may go through soon and clean it out, because last time I looked at my wish list, there were some things on there. It's like, you know what? I don't know what mind space I was in when they added this on my wish list. Maybe it just will drop it. But there are a lot of games on my wish list. Oh my gosh.
I might be just under 400. I might have a problem.
Might have a problem.
Wow.
Or you could say that you have a lot of control, considering you haven't bought those games. They're still on your wish list.
That's true.
That's the positive spin on it.
That's a positive spin on it. Yeah. All right.
Hey, Buffoon Batman, I'm glad you could join us.
I have 2 things on the wish list to lead the West. Wow. It's just kind of cool. It's just kind of a good idea to keep a wish list smaller, because me and my cousins buy each other games for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. And when you have a really long wish list, maybe you'll get something that you're not that hyped about getting. But yeah. All right, so our next title is Hyperspace Delivery Service. And this is... Well, it's the Hyperspace Delivery Service. I was looking into this, and it seems kind of like a sort of a pixel art sim game, kind of. There seems to be a lot of, planning your destination, figuring out the fuel cost, and what you're going to be carrying, the buying and selling of the market. It's, So you've been hired to make a delivery to the planet Meridian 5. The trip will be dangerous yet lucrative journey full of mad robots and unpredictable stellar phenomena. Name your crew, name your ship, manage your supplies, trade, battle, survive, and make your delivery.
Yeah, it sounds like you're delivering like one thing, and you've got to get it to there, but you come across like these different kind of obstacles or something. Yeah, sci-fi Oregon Trail. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's actually a better analogy, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking if it was more like kind of Transport Tycoon in space, I would definitely put that on my wish list. If you were taking deliveries and going to different places each delivery or something like that, I would love to like explore a galaxy like that. But no, I'm not sure if I want to play like an Oregon Trail in space.
Yeah, I think the big selling point for me is just seeing like, I love the mix of like, you've got these like 2D like planning kind of phases, and then every now and then in the trailer you see them sprinkle in this like 3D first person shooter thing. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on here? all of a sudden this just got a lot more deep. It's like, I'm kind of into the weirdness of this.
Yeah, it's definitely like a strange mashup, because it looks like, you know, you've got like a lot of planning and everything to do, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, you've got to fire the guns and everything. So yeah, it's really strange mashup. Yeah.
It's got 94% positive reviews. Let me see. There's a permadeath hard mode. So for those masochists like myself, and yeah, it's like an episode of Star Trek where I'm playing Doom for my away missions. For $10, it's a steal. Okay, that's a pretty good description.
Someone else who's given it a negative review said it is just like Oregon Trail in space. Not for me. Maybe it's for you. So
even the negative review's not particularly negative.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Pretty fair.
Yeah.
This is see, it is 5% off, £6.83 right now.
Yep, $9.49 US. And they also made BIK, or BIC, I think it's just BIC, Space Adventure, which looks to be maybe more of a point-and-click pixel art game.
Interesting.
Oh my word, these guys are definitely Star Trek fans. Oh, sorry.
The graphics look so crunchy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they definitely learned some stuff between these two games.
Wow, yeah, looks night and day. I can see some of the stylistic aspects of it, though, so... That's cool, they've advanced. Good job, Zotnip. Yeah, and they got positive reviews on both their games in general, so... Yeah. Not bad at all. I look forward to seeing future releases. Friday, June 7th, we have Night Lights. Which is, it's another one of those low poly 3D games with, you know, a 2D background. But the foreground has this sort of shadowed 3D thing going. Yeah, be a tiny robot beacon of light in a dark and puzzling world. It's just cute.
So cute. The characters are so cute. I love it. But it's I'm wondering what from the trailer I can't quite see what you quite need to do really.
So it seems the lights produce holes in geometry where they basically like open up. Like there seems to be sort of two dimensions where there's a light, you can just kind of it eliminates matter. So it seems to be like this interesting. He's like, okay, I need a hole, and I need the hole to be here. Yeah, it's kind of a strange little gimmick game with platforming elements.
I definitely love the dichromatic color scheme, like the predominantly just shades of, I think it's blue, and then like splashing in that orange. I'm a little colorblind, so I might be a little wrong, but I think aesthetically it looks gorgeous. I think they pull off that low poly look really well with that color scheme.
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
I think my concern is the same. Like I have a hard time understanding quite what this game is about, but it definitely seems very puzzle focused.
Yeah. Puzzle game. It is developed by Meridian 4. They've made a few games, all seeming to be kind of with a more minimalist art style. They made Riskers. Well, Risker's not minimalist. Payne's Creek, Aftergrinder, Solus, The Silent Age. So they've got quite a few games. 20 titles.
Silent Age. I think I have that.
And Gravedigger Games has just made Aftergrinder. So
I think Silent Age was pretty well received.
And Payne's Creek Killings. I have both Silent Age and Payne's Creek Killings. I've yet to play it, but this Silent Age, it's like a point and click sort of like I always want to say there's I think there's like a I'm trying to remember because there's another game that's quite similar to it. But yeah, it's this really atmospheric. It's set in the 1970s and it's apocalyptic future and an apocalyptic future as well. So yeah, times. Okay. So yeah, it's a really interesting game.
All right, so the developers have got some street cred. So with this title, Nightlights, the developers describe it as a mix of Stranger Things and WALL-E. Okay, it's also only about 2 hours long. Looking at the reviews, so it comes out to about $8.99 US.
Yeah, it's 10% off now, so it's £6.29. I'm not sure if maybe just a little over the mark for a 2-hour game. I don't know.
But it's very pretty. It is very pretty.
Yeah.
And it does do that sort of cool, that very like opposite ends of the color wheel, blue and yellows and orange. Very smart. Very smart color. That's why almost every like movie poster is blue and orange. Just blue and orange, the movie.
Looks like less violent Limbo, yes.
Yeah. Less violent Limbo.
I could definitely see that. It's funny.
Yeah, I can see that. At least the art style definitely evokes that.
Yeah.
Our next title is Mobler. Mobler? Play as Birdo in this infinite platformer. Jump on the falling furniture to reach new heights, but don't get squashed or eaten by a monster. So this is an infinite climber, so I imagine there's a lot of sort of procedural generation at a certain point, and it just keeps going and going and going. And it's just trying to get that high score.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, it's reminds me like Tetris of things falling down and you're like trying to avoid all the blocks and stuff. It looks like quite cluttered, but it also looks like quite cool as well. I don't know. It's done very well.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how they kind of ramp up the difficulty. Like maybe, the base of the platform starts kind of big, and as you climb, it gets kind of more and more narrow, so you just got to be quicker.
I like how someone commented, is like, played this on controller, but I wish there were checkpoints. And it's like, that's against the point of an infinite climber. You keep going until you die. But yeah. So this is actually free. This is a free game too.
Oh, nice.
With 92% positive reviews. The Mobler development team, of course, is their first and only game. Unless you decide to develop a second one. That'd be neat, but yeah. So, first title.
It looks like maybe it was a student game too. It says it's from the Breda University.
Yeah, it probably would be a student game at that. Let me see.
Yeah, because otherwise, I would wonder why make it free. Like, I feel like they could at least sell it for $3 or something. But if it's a student project, maybe the school would say like, "Hey, you can't charge money for this."
Well, and also it's a way for a portfolio so they can tell their job interviewer like, oh, hey, look at this. You don't want to charge your potential boss for a game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So Mobler. Best Infinite Climber was Avalanche 2, but it was 2D. Oh, okay. Got the sweep. Avalanche 2. And with that, we are down to our final game of the list. Friday, June 7th, we have Drowning Cross. This is also a free game, so maybe a student one. This is by Origami Hero. Oh no, they've made 3 different games. Okay. So you are a cop, and find your boyfriend before the night takes him away forever. It's all your fault after all, just like always. So apparently, like, you're a cop and your boyfriend got into some trouble, and so now you have to do some illegal stuff. So yeah,
it looks like an interesting point and click game, but going from the trailer, doesn't seem to be like a lot of sounds going on. It's just like there's just the music going on over it. There's not like when you click on things, there's not, you can't tell what sounds they're using. There isn't like voice acting in it or anything like that, which you don't have to have in these games. But
yep.
I would want some instances of sound effects.
Yeah.
Really.
Maybe they didn't include any sound effects in the trailer. It could just be the music. But yeah, hopefully they have sound effects. It's got positive reviews so far, and it looks to be about 3 hours long. So
that's pretty good.
Yep. Let me see.
And it says, there's no dead ends, because some point and click games, if you mess up, that's sort of like you can't progress any further. So it's good to know. It's good to know that they're not trying to make it difficult for you to complete. Right. Just to mess you over, sort of thing.
Yeah, they're focusing more on the like puzzle solving and narrative rather than it being like, a do or die kind of thing. I can appreciate that.
It's pretty good that they've got over 30 scenes, because I've played point and clicks like
where it's like 2 rooms.
yeah. But also ones that that a bigger budget with less scenes in. So yeah, this is I might give this a go. I mean, I wouldn't put it on my wish list anyway, and then hopefully one day I'll get to it.
Okay. And with that, that's the final game of the list. But before you go, we've got just a couple things left. First of all, we have Rhodey's list of horrors this week. You know what? A sounder with like an organ might be really good for this point. We're thinking of new things to do with the podcast, and some sounders like that might be really good for this section. But yeah, Rhodey's list of horrors. What's the first game?
Okay, I'm gonna put the title in the chat. This is not a typo.
Okay.
Just so you know. Okay.
Not a typo. Oh my gosh. All right. Picture Adventure.
And the thing is, on their on the like little banner, it's one banner it's got the correct spelling, and then one of it's got another spelling. So I don't know. So the thing is, when you start the trailer, it looks like, oh, you've got this map and you've got all these like different character designs, everything. But then you see the gameplay, and it's just volleyball with different backgrounds. But the same gameplay.
Oh my gosh. And with all that sort of free music.
Yeah. And they're charging £4.79 for this.
I mean, the art isn't terrible. I've seen worse, but really, you gotta have more. You gotta have more than that. This is a congregate game, if that.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah.
Oof.
Their eyes kind of freak me out, though.
Their eyes kind of freak you out? Yeah, they do.
Wide open as possible.
So, yep. Yeah, wide open. All right, do you got another one?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I have 4 this week, because, it's quite obvious. Some of them are quite obvious, like, why I've put them on the list. So this is another one. I feel like we've seen something similar like this before. Probably. I don't know if this is another. They've sneakily put it on the Steam list again as a release.
Oh no. Gosh, there's so many of these. Is this one it? May 10th? Maybe this one's it.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
this one's it. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. It's horrid.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like if you're, trying to. Oh yeah, it's also the 5th of June. So yeah, you found a different game, the same game released on a different.
Oh really?
Thing. Yeah, because it's also June 5th, but it's also released on the 5th of May. So they've released it twice.
This one's from the 10th of May.
Yeah, but they've also listed it as the 5th of June as well. So that's what some of them do. They re-upload it again, sort of thing.
If it didn't work the first time, just upload it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steam needs to crack down on this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, you got that policy, but hey, like, if people are just like copying it down just to see if they can get it again, no, you gotta crack down on that. So, yeah.
And the thing is, if you want to sort of, get to grips with making games, and you're getting started, you say, all right, like this is my first game that I've gotten to work and yada yada, you go, that's fine, but don't put it up on Steam and try to sell it. It's £1.69, but still.
Yeah, it's $1.99 US, and still like, no, put it on Congregate, or put it on some sort of like free like .io, like just like, hey, this is my first game, criticism, some just what should I do, where do I go from here kind of thing. And there's lots of devs that like, even if this is your first game, even if it's a crappy game or not that great, it's still something to have on your portfolio. Like, there are devs that are like, oh, hey, you actually put in some work to make something, even if it's not fantastic. You still did make something, but oof, okay, hit me again.
Sorry, AffinityChris, we're talking quite a lot. Did you want to add anything, or?
Oh, me? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it doesn't really bother me that anyone's trying to sell it. It's just one of those things of like, I'd be surprised if many people buy it. The only thing that actually bothers me on this is in their trailer, there's the cursor. You could see their mouse pointer in the screen.
Yeah.
Like, no,
stop
that.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
I was just gonna say, I kind of have the attitude of like, if you make a game, like, try to sell it. Like every dev, no matter how good or bad their game is, like, go ahead, try to sell your game. Like, it's everyone deserves to try to make some money for their work. I think you're still right. Like, I think this game would probably do better off on itch, where they don't have to drop like $100 just to get it on Steam, because I don't think they're gonna make their money back.
No.
But who knows? Maybe they wanted to like get familiar with the process of getting it on Steam and, familiarizing with Steamworks, because that's a whole pain in the butt in itself. But yeah, I wouldn't buy it either. I definitely agree with that. Doesn't have much to offer.
No.
I think it bothers me to have it on Steam because a lot of other developers who, very serious, and they put their like a bigger budget in and X, Y, and Z, it just gets swamped by other games like this, and they can't seem to the audience can't find it. So I think without Steam being good curators and pointing to gems, that's why we do this. Those developers, they just not getting their games out there. So
yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think this game has particularly gotten much notice. Anyhow, sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, I was gonna agree. Like, yeah, there's definitely the issue of like things just kind of swarm the marketplace, and then it's hard to find anything that you do like. Like, that's my issue with the mobile marketplace right now. Is like, I just want to find a mobile game that I like.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
It's almost like the best way to find a mobile game that you like is look for games that are ported to PC that have good ratings, because if they got ported to PC, then they probably have a decent mobile game.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah.
All right, I will hit you with another one.
All right, Maldron Journey. Dip. Oof.
They have a nice skybox.
Oh yeah, the skybox is very nice. No, it's just a photograph. Ugh. Ugh. The thing that bothers me is that they put into the work to like make this sort of like underwater mechanic and this ground platform. There's a lot of like physics work going on here. Ugh. Yeah. And they have flying. Oh my gosh. This is one of those things where there's like so much work put into it, but at the same time you're like, ooh, no one's gonna want to buy this.
And this is it. If you want to, you know, this is something that you've practiced. You know, to be able to say, right, I want to do this thing to have these physics in it. I want to see if I put these physics, can I pull this off? And you know, that's fine if you want to try and making your first game or whatever. But you know, selling it for £5.79 and it's like, what? I don't know.
The thing is, yeah, the physics aren't bad.
No.
What would have really serviced this is just like, you know, get an artist on board. I think that's primarily what this is missing. Like if it had an artist, the mechanics I don't think would have to change that much. Like this could be a really fun game if just aesthetically.
I mean, there's some fundamental level design things that I feel like could be much better.
Oh yeah, that too.
But yeah, an artist would have helped.
Yeah.
Oof.
There's certain animations as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those ones where I'm like, why? This one's $8 US. It just kind of leads me wondering, like I'm still all about them trying to sell their game, but why $8?
Yeah.
Why not $1 or $2?
Yeah. You can make much cheaper ones, and they just need to get an artist. And the thing is, like, they may have been able to get like it's definitely costs money. Art costs money.
Yeah.
But if you're a student, a game dev student, and you can find another like 3D art student, like you guys can work together to get something for your portfolio, you might be able to work something out. Oof, it's crunchy, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
No. You know, at least it's not like something like an asset flip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they clearly worked on these assets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like, you know, I wish it was, you know, maybe on another platform or something.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Yes. One
final one.
One final one.
Alrighty. So what's this one? DASM Spell Quest. Oh no!
This trailer. Oh my.
2 million years ago, the wizard brother and his younger brother me, Lord Ferret, left our home planet to look for adventure. Traveling for
the voice acting.
years, we came across a dusty volcanic planet we decided to...
Oh, this sounds like my cousin-in-law.
The planet's natural resources were most unusual, consisting of mainly letters and numbers.
What? Know someone that is struggling with their ABCs or basic spelling? Do they have a short attention time span? Want a program that all students or children can use in the same classroom that can tailor to make it to their needs and levels? Well, here it is. DASM Spell Quest.
I have no idea what this game play is like. I'm jumping through all three of these videos. I'm just like, what? Well, what do you do?
Yeah.
There's so many things happening.
This is just so out there.
Oh, it's like a game of a bunch of little games.
Yeah. But still, it's not sure. It just looks so bizarre and yeah.
I'm definitely getting some Zelda CDI vibes from the wizard voice acting though.
Yeah. Yeah, the voice acting, you know what? Not bad on the voice acting. But oh my word. Wow. This is another one where I can see there's so much work that was put into this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, here's the thing with games. They are so much work. But if you've already done so much work, like, you could do like so much more work and really like make the all that work you did before worth it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's like one-man teams like Undertale or that other game, the gardening
Stardew
game.
Valley.
Yeah, Stardew Valley, another one where it's like, yes, it took many years, but they're millionaires now because of those games. Because they put in that time and effort and like, no, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. So I appreciate the craft. I appreciate like you wanting to get your stuff out, but it's impatience. You gotta keep working on it. This is the same thing with sort of indie books, which I'm in a lot of, where I'm kind of working on writing books and stuff. But you gotta get to you need to practice. You need to practice getting your publishing, getting people reading it. But I highly recommend putting it on a free like a story website, like Fiction Press or something, to get your feedback and just polish your craft for a period of time. And yeah, it's gonna take a long time, and you want to get it out now. But you're certainly not gonna make a bestseller if you don't put in the work first. So.
Yeah, I get the sense that a lot of these devs are probably learning some hard lessons like the hard way. Like I'm sure like Toby Fox, the developer of Undertale, like he probably went through, almost multiple years at least of going through his own stuff and prototyping different games and going through cycles of feedback and probably making, not great games that he just never released.
Yep.
But by the time he made Undertale, he already built up some of the skills to make that a little bit more seamless, to like polish up to the point of making good money off of it. And so I think these devs are probably in their earlier stages where they don't quite know what they don't know yet.
Yeah.
And they're on that path of trying to figure that out, hopefully.
Yeah. And you can kind of convince yourself as when you're a creative person, you can kind of convince yourself like it's ready, or it's like time to get it out, when it's not. And then like you look back at it, a few years later, and it's just like, ugh, cringe, and you just cringe at yourself. So I understand that headspace. But,
oh yeah.
Oof. Okay. Well, on a positive note. Oh yeah,
great beards.
They're fake beards, though. I'm not going to compliment fake beards.
No. You have a standard.
Standard. It's got to be real. All right. So since we've gone through the list of horrors, we always like to bring it back up again. So what is the best of the list? So what are your favorite games of the games that we've checked out this week?
I mean, like, my top pick is Voidrun.
Voidrun?
That game, that looks like that's the game that's going to give me everything that I want.
Yeah.
Just the graphics are beautiful. Gameplay is fascinating. It looks like it's probably not going to be like a crazy long game, which means I might actually get to beat it. Yeah. It's my jam.
It's only gotten 5 reviews so far, so the Steam community's largely missed out on this one. So like, check it out. Absolutely. What about you? Rhodey? What's your game of the week?
See, I like the idea of Reventure, but I don't know if I would get frustrated with it, like with the break of the flow of the gameplay. But the other one would be TheoTown.
Oh, TheoTown, yeah.
Yeah.
TheoTown looks really fun.
Yeah.
A lot of pixel art games this week, and I have to be honest, this week there weren't a whole lot of releases, and I think that's partly because of E3, which, is... Well, the Microsoft conference should be starting soon if it hasn't already. So, I think that's part of the reason there's not been a whole lot of games this week. But the games we did show are definitely all worth checking out. Lots of pixel art this week, though.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Yep, Reventure and TheoTown. I definitely agree. So, yeah, Reventure, TheoTown, and Voidrun definitely seem to be the top 3 of the week. All of them pixel games.
What's your favorite?
I would probably go with Reventure as well. Although Trover is definitely a big thing to bring up. Like, hey, Trover saves the universe. I think a ton of people are going to like that.
It looks really interesting.
Next week will be a long stream. Oh yeah, with all the E3 news. Then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna be like out now on one of the games. They're gonna do that. Like they're gonna do that for one of the indie games. It's gonna happen. So, because I feel like they do that every year, where it's just like, and this game is out now, and so we'll have something like that to talk about. With that, let's just shamelessly plug. First of all, AffinityChris. Myself and my friends might have been watching you on Steam for quite a while. You are kind of that cool franchise streamer where you go through and play all the games of a series, and I've appreciated watching that. So
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, let folks know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitch, just AffinityChris. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also a game developer too, so you feel free to follow Affinity Archives, which is my little indie studio. But I also work at Phosphor Games, making all sorts of weird stuff.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Nice.
Yeah, so Twitter's the main place, though. It's the same name, AffinityChris, just with an extra 2 S's at the end of my name, because someone else took AffinityChris.
Yeah, jerk. And he's got a great stream. You guys got to check it out because you play a lot of games that I've never ever played, so it's cool seeing you play through the history. That's been exciting.
Those wacky retro games, they fill the void in my heart.
Well, on the bright side, every single week we see new retro games come out, so we'll have more to recommend to you for sure. Rhodey, what about you? Where can people find you?
Oh, I haven't been streaming a lot lately, but when I do stream, you can see me on Brody Pie Twitch, Twitch TV Brody Pie, and I'll be playing point and click goodness and other narrative heavy games. So be sure to hop in and say hi if you catch me on.
Yeah. Oh, and if you don't mind tactical games, I do really recommend Divinity Original Sin if you haven't checked it out. And as for tactical games, they do have a mode where it's not... So they have a punishing mode, like their regular mode is actually pretty punishing, even I have trouble with it. But I want to play it again on a harder mode because I'm doing it on the easiest mode, which kind of lets you solve puzzles and do the story and the combat. You gotta do smart things in combat, but it's not too too punishing. But normally the normal game is really punishing. But if you like sort of the puzzle storyline, Divinity Original Sin's really good for that, which I was surprised. So it's not just like a strategy game, it's so much more. So I really recommend you check that out if you want.
Okay.
I
know Divinity Original 2 is like 4% off now.
Oh yeah.
So so worth snatching up.
Okay, so and with that, there's just me. I am Dewey Bear. I stream. You can find my Twitter I stream on Twitch. I've got. I'm mostly streaming Divinity Original Sin and Final Fantasy XIV at the moment. I'm just into those games. That's what I'm doing, and it's a blast. So I usually stream on Fridays and Saturdays, and of course the podcast on Sundays. And I try to get streams in during the week, but it depends. It depends on... I work full time. It really depends, if I'm completely exhausted at the end of the day or not. So I do try to stream, but sometimes I'm just like, no, I need to sleep. So full-time working and also streaming. But yeah, next week we will have a podcast for sure's. And yeah, we're going to have more games next week. So come on back.
Absolutely. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a comment, like, and hit that subscribe button.
Yep. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wave goodbye, folks.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.